What's up, guys? We are excited to announce our official partnership with Built for Athlete bags. This is something we've been working on for a really long time. You guys are really gonna see the dedication that we put in this to make this for athletes. This is something that on the Proven program, we know how much dedication you guys put into yourselves and your training. So we wanna give you gear that gives that back to you. Built for Athletes has been an awesome partner so far to work with. You guys are gonna find these on their site. And then we're also gonna be doing special giveaways and deals with them throughout the year. So we're excited to share that with you.
How do we manage all the athletes this year? So there was a lot of moving parts this year with the addition of teens, masters, having a team, an elite team, and obviously our caliber of athletes in the individual category as well, the open category. There was a lot to it. We did the team, the coaching staff, our whole Proven team, and even the athletes for that matter, did a phenomenal job and extended themselves beyond this year. It's really hard. I'd love to do a debrief post-event. There's so much what goes into it, and during each day, you're just sure we forecast the whole season, but we're just in the trenches right now. You know, we're just thinking day to day at this point. But to put some insight or backstory on it, it is really a cool process to be a part of. To see these guys at the start of the year make all these checkpoints that have a significant cut mark behind them in terms of who qualifies or who doesn't, and to see so many of our athletes fortunately make it through this process, for me, substantially rewarding, and I know for our staff, and it's phenomenal to see, and obviously for the athletes, right? But this is from the brand or from the coaching aspect anyway. But in terms of
what's going on, Willie?
Just getting the body ready to snatch. My dude Brian.
Brian, you want to plug yourself?
Do I want to plug myself?
Plug it up.
The plug is Will performing at the games. That's it. That's the blueprint.
We got to keep the race car finely tuned.
Is this an everyday thing?
Pretty much. It's definitely around competitions.
This time of the year, there's a lot more, for sure. Keep everything tuned up.
So what do? You start warming up, and if you just feel something?
Yeah, or even like if I don't feel anything, I just was like, my shoulders are a little tight from the morning session and we're gonna snatch, so make sure that I'm just feeling really good. It's like, I like to think like treat to perform and then treat to recover. They're two different things.
We are way better this year compared to last year, and I will take that. I think mentally and physically, we've had less load and we're healthier.
Yeah.
But I think that the nature of CrossFit is that like this time of the year, like if something's not feeling a little broke, you're probably not going hard enough. So there's balance there. So we got to find that sweet spot. That's what we're always searching for.
Yeah.
That's right from the Will book.
Yeah, for real.
this one as well. In terms of growth, we've had substantial growth. You know, we've extended arms, extended umbrellas within our own brand. We had Nick come on as CEO. That's released me from managing, obviously, and also being a part of the coach. Best way I'd like to think about it, maybe in comparison, because we had this conversation just the other day, is just imagine now being a CEO of CrossFit Games, the CrossFit as a whole, and then also coaching the 6 a.m. class. You just can't do both, so it's important for us to have the right people doing their roles, and Nick's phenomenal at that, so very fortunate for him. In terms of coaching and expanding, we've obviously tapped into our Spanish community now, and with our LATAM track, and really seen substantial growth of that. So if you're listening and watching, I appreciate you guys supporting us. In terms of the team and the aspect of that and integrating that into our camp here in East Nashville has been a big undertaking, just with the complexity of adding them within the class. But those guys are stellar. Like, they're phenomenal, they're professional, they understand what they need to do, and they don't need to be micromanaged. They're also awesome in that But holistically, guys, we've seen substantial growth, and honestly, I genuinely believe it's because of the back of what's happening here at the YouTube channel and the success of what we've seen from our staff as well, and the athletes.
What's one thing you look at prior to the game to know if an athlete's ready and who's not?
Yeah, see, there's a lot for that, right? Because it can just depend on the day too, right? If we look at our programming structure, there may be workouts precisely for them to be challenged, and that may come with some forms of insecurity, right? As coaches, our role is to uplift them and elevate their game to be at the best peak possible at the right time. So coming back to that question, it's important for us to read them basically from the moment they walk in that door to find out what mood they're in and what may be a limitation or what excites them. And then we double down and we play on that to lift them up at the right time. So I guess I'm looking at it more from how can I get them to feel more confident about themselves with being prepared for what may come at the CrossFit Games next week. So I want to dive deeper into that as well if I can, just quickly. For me, the markers are just body language. Are they sore, are they tired this far out? If I'm seeing signs of exhaustion, or if I'm seeing signs of fatigue, it's important for me to reduce the volume in order for them to feel like they're recovering. A telltale or a marker for me, in fact, is if they were to come to me 3 or 4 days out from leaving for Madison and go, hey, are we doing enough? That tells me that their body's itching, their mind's itching to do more. So that tells me they're in a great spot. If they were to come to me at that same point and say, hey, I'm really tired, that tells me obviously that they're exhausted and that we've done too much and we need to rapidly dial it back. But for me, a big key marker for what I'm chasing for performance for a big competition is making sure the athlete's being exposed and prepared for what may come. I lean on the aspect that the CrossFit Games and any big competition are chasing the fittest to rise to the top. So it's our job to make sure that they go in there fit and prepared.